Hey guys, how are you doing? Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel and watching some cool videos. Yes, I have cool videos. Okay, Rudy Giuliani, the President Trump's personal lawyer. That's who we're gonna talk about today. He gets sued by Dominion for $1.3 billion. The question I'm asking is, what about the other prophets who have prophesied and told their audience about, oh, there's been fraud and Dominion, flip the votes? Mike Lindell, the founder and the president of My Pillow, he has gone on Flashpoint, which is the on the Victory Channel, which is Kenneth Copeland Ministry, and you can find my videos that I've done on that. Mike Lindell, just before Trump left the White House, okay, as president, he went there to the White House and talked to Trump, and he has bragged about, I've talked to Sidney Powell. In fact, in one program, he says, I've spent a couple $1 million trying to get the investigation on these machines, and I have proof that votes were flipped. Okay, that's what he says. So he went to the White House and he says, I've talked to General Flynn, and I wanted to talk to the president, and one of the things that was captured on his notes, by the media was like martial law. He was for martial law. It's like Trump just gonna declare martial law, just like many people with conspiracy theories, like Chris Young, who is a false prophet. I've done videos of him. He thought, like, he was telling his people, like, hey, there'll be an arrest. Everybody will be rounded up. The Democrats will be rounded up. Nancy Pelosi will be rounded up. Biden will be arrested on January 19th. It didn't happen, of course. That's conspiracy theory. But we want to watch Rudy. This is just a news report. And I don't know what you guys think. My question for you is, should the prophets who prophesied falsely that Trump will be in as president, and President Trump, former President Trump, was hearing all these things while he was on office, if God said Trump is going to get the second term, why should you quit as Trump? If you are Trump, God is sovereign and is above whatever he said. If the prophets standing in and they say Trump will win their re-election, if I'm the president, if I'm Trump, why should I quit? God has said it. So it explains to the resistance, I think, that Trump had, and you remember January 6th, it was terrible. Terrorists just stormed the Capitol and killed a cop and broke in, and I'm glad they are being arrested, okay. But let's hear the news story about Rudy, and then I'll provide my commentary, okay? Let's roll the tape.
Giuliani for more than a voting machine company is suing Rudy Giuliani for more than $1 billion, accusing him of spreading false information about election results here in Georgia and across the country. Our Joe Hinkie is taking a closer look at the allegations in this defamation suit.
Throughout the 107-page federal lawsuit filed Monday, Georgia is named dozens of times, and the lawsuit quotes Rudy Giuliani.
170 pages in the suit.
On Twitter, his radio show, and in various other media, making baseless claims of the presidential election being rigged by Dominion Voting Systems, the company that supplies Georgia's voting machines. Here's one quote from Giuliani's January 8th radio show.
Why would the state of Georgia hire a foreign company and pay them over $100 million to get a machine that's built to cheat? Because the people at the top, the governor and that phony Secretary of State, are part of this. They wanted.
So the governor, right, of Georgia, a Republican, Trump supporter, voted for Trump, and the Secretary of State, also Trump supporter, voted for Trump, and both wanted Trump to win. And they're just doing their jobs, following the Constitution. And Trump called the Secretary of State and said, hey, find me the votes, because he wanted to overturn the presidential elections in Georgia. And President Trump's lawyer, Rudy, is making claims that, hey, the machine were made cheap. And he accuses both the Secretary of State and the governor to be phony, and like they just don't want to do anything. It's like they're in this conspiracy to make sure Trump loses.
Dominion is actually incorporated in the U.S. Georgia's election results were counted 3 times, including by hand, with no widespread cheating found. And the suit quotes,
3 times the recount was done in Georgia. 1 by hand, not using the machine, by hand. Like the ballots were counted by hand, and the results was nothing what Giuliani was telling us, telling you and me, that the machines flipped the votes. The hand count and the machine, they matched them. Okay? So there was no widespread voting or machines changing the vote. So that's why Dominion is suing Rudy.
Members of Georgia's Secretary of State's office in a press conference fact-checking claims involving Dominion.
Ridiculous claims that Dominion voting machines are somehow using fractional voting or flipping votes. Again, by doing the hand tally, it shows none of that is true.
Hand tally. They did manual count. And there's no evidence that in Georgia, the machines flipped the votes. But Rudy kept on telling you and me, it's like, yes, they did. I think it deserved to be sued.
In the suit, Dominion demands $1.3 billion in damages. Writing employees have been stalked, have been harassed, and have received death threats. And Dominion's reputation has been irreparably damaged. 11 Alive legal analyst Paige Pate says Dominion's lawyers will need to prove a false statement was made, published to other people, and cause some sort of damage.
I think it's clear that in this case they have sufficient.
Whenever you have the President of the United States relying on the information that Rudy was giving, Sidney Powell, and many prophets were giving, you understand the reputation. If I own the company or you own the company, you understand how much damage that is going to do. The courts looked at it. They didn't see any fraud that was alleged. All right. So FBI under William Barr, the Attorney General that Trump appointed, that has stood with Trump, looked at that, and he said he didn't see any widespread voter fraud that would change the elections. And yet Rudy goes on and do this, and many prophets still holding to that, and they were so instrumental as well, telling their audience, their members, about voter fraud and a widespread vote. Mike Lindell, I mean, I don't even know why he's not sued by now, because he's been also going around and claiming this voter fraud, that the machines changed the votes. So I hope he gets sued pretty soon. But what I'm asking is, do the prophets bear any responsibility to this falsehood as well? Should the prophets help Rudy to pay the legal bills, the legal fees? Fair enough, because they've been in the same camp. Let's watch some more.
Shown false statements. I mean, there's no question that all of these allegations against Dominion had no basis in fact. They were proven to be false. So I think it's a very good complaint and a strong lawsuit.
And
No, there were no strong evidence that was brought in that you can look at. Yes, it did. I did a video about of Mike Lindell. It's like, this expert did this and can easily prove that it was rigged. No basis in facts.
$1.3 billion in damages is attention-grabbing. Tate calls it speculative and not Dominion's main focus.
They want this to go to trial. What's more important to them than the money is clearing their name. So I expect this case not to be resolved, not to be settled, and to proceed to trial.
And Rudy Giuliani has issued a statement about the lawsuit. In it, he does not address any of the allegations made against him, but says that he will investigate making a countersuit against Dominion.
So this is it, guys, and you know, this is it. And Rudy is making some noise. He says, "Oh, I'm gonna investigate. You know, I'll make sure that, you know, we go through discovery. I'm gonna prove my case." Rudy, good luck. You know, good luck. But if you lose this case, which up to now you have not produced any evidence, even in the courts, when Rudy went to the courts and sued states, this was never brought in that Dominion flipped the votes. Under oath, Rudy has never said that. So, hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video and make sure that we ask the question if the prophets that falsely prophesied that Trump will win re-election and kept on saying that, even today some are still in denial, like Kurt Kerr and others, Chris Ryan, that Trump still is gonna be president this year. It's yeah. But should they pay or help Rudy pay the legal fees? What do you guys think? So I'm asking those questions. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again in another video. Bye.